Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone from whom I learned this truth. And shalom to the 144,000 elect. I am Mayakala. And I just wanted to bring out a video that I came across last evening. And I really kind of put it away because I was like, after I looked at it, I was like, I don't even want to mess with it. But the Spirit kind of drew me back to it. So I only have a few verses that I want to bring out, a few precepts that I want to bring out on it. Then I got one that just a real short one that I want to listen to. And then that'll be the end of the lesson. I'm not really sure what I'm going to title this, but it'll be maybe something like One People with a question mark. But this is just a short video. I'm going to let it play.
As I'm sitting on this floor, man, a whole bunch of brothers and sisters don't like me. There's a whole bunch of white people that don't like me.
Why do you feel there's a group of brothers and sisters who don't like you?
Because there was a whole bunch of brothers and sisters that didn't like Jesus Christ. That's why. And ain't nobody ever been put on this earth that everybody liked. They done killed Martin Luther King, and the only thing he kept singing was, "We shall overcome in love and peace." Killed him, wiped him out. Killed Malcolm. Wiped out everybody, man. Don't you understand? And some cat hired 3 black cats to wipe out the man who was the martyr of our time. And when they killed him, he had a half a church full of people. It wasn't like it was packed and jammed. Because already he was losing. And he says it himself, if you read his works, that there's a whole bunch of niggas that don't like me. Black folks like me, but not the niggas. Which is true. And 3 niggas knocked him off. Paid by white establishment. That's my feeling, and I will feel this as long as I live. And it was afterwards that the resurgence of this man, and suddenly we became aware of all the things that he was saying. Because as long as, doesn't it strike you funny, that as long as Malcolm was preaching separatism, as long as he was preaching such a vehemence, he never got hurt at all. It was when he came back from Mecca and he said, we must all live together. We must as black people do our thing, but we must all live on this earth as one, blah, blah. That's when he started getting his house bombed.
So he's speaking. This is Sammy Davis Jr., in case you didn't know. This was an interview done in 1968. And he's speaking on Malcolm X, speaking on Martin Luther King. And all 3 of these individuals, I believe, knew that they were Israelites, but they wanted to go their own their own route and do their own thing. 2 of them end up being assassinated, and they allowed Sammy Davis to live a little bit longer because they wanted him to entertain him. And just in case you don't know much about Sammy Davis Jr., I Googled a little bit about him. It says, let's see, it says, all right, I went to Google. I just put in, was Sammy Davis Jr. a Jew? And it says, no, Sammy Davis Jr. was not born Jewish, but converted to Judaism in 1960. His conversion was a significant and controversial event in his life and career, drawing criticism from some African Americans who felt he abandoned his heritage, and from some within the entertainment industry. But Davis was firm that his dual identities were compatible and logical. So he joined the Small Hatters, and he also wanted to be able to maintain his identity and his lifestyle amongst the Hollywood group. He hung with a group of individuals that called themselves the Rat Pack, and that's what they were, some rats. It says Davis's conversion to Judaism occurred after a serious car accident in 1954. While recovering, his friend Eddie Cantor, he's a Small Hatter, says, who was Jewish, had conversations with him about Judaism and black culture, which inspired Davis to pursue his conversion. And by the way, this is fair use that I'm playing this video here. Just fair use, this just for edification purposes. So, Sammy Davis Jr. wanted to be around the Small Hatters. And since I mentioned Rat Pack, let me see who was in the Rat Pack. Who the group of individuals that he wanted to hang around with in Hollywood. All right, so I just asked Google who was in the Rat Pack. It says Dean Martin, Peter Lawford, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., like I mentioned, Joey Bishop, Humphrey Bogart, and Angie Dickinson. So he wanted to be around all these individuals, Edomites, so he could be around and maintain his Hollywood status. So he's talking about, instead of these individuals, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, staying on separatism, they wanted to join hands with their enemies. They wanted to be they wanted us, instead of being successful apart from these Edomites, they wanted to join hands with these Edomites. Wanted to be one people. So let me let the video continue to play here.
He got wiped out months later. Same thing with King. As long as King was hitting the marches, they put him in jail. That was it. As soon as he started talking about Vietnam and the workers and this, that, and the other, getting out of his field of reference, really heavy, too heavy for somebody. Wipe him out. Sure as I'm sitting on this floor, man, a whole bunch of brothers and sisters don't like me. There's a whole bunch of white.
All right. So I just wanted to bring out a couple verses. First verse I want to bring out is 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 11. It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked man, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So it's like I said, Sammy Davis Jr. said that when Malcolm X went to Mecca and came back and he had changed his tune, so to speak. He wanted to live amongst and live with the enemy, to live with the so-called white man, the Edomites. So I brought that verse out to emphasize the point that really Sammy Davis Jr. He wanted to be amongst his enemy. He wanted to be friends with him. He wanted to maintain his Hollywood status. And he kind of, although you had many movements that were going on in the 60s, all of them had been infiltrated by FBI or other government organizations, just like today. So I'm going to go to First Maccabees. I'm still in the same chapter, chapter 1, verse 41. It says, and this is the Greek captivity. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. So in all actuality, these heathen, Edomites in particular, they don't want you around, but they do want you to serve them. They do want you to do their work. They do want you to entertain them. So they don't mind having you around for that, but they really don't want you around. I mean, that's evidenced by how they, like Sammy Davis Jr. said, they killed both Martin Luther King and they killed Malcolm X. They allowed him to stay alive and keep going because you see what he did. He joined the Small Hatters and kept on entertaining them, remained a part of Hollywood. I'm going to go to Exodus chapter 23. And verse 32. And it says, and this is Moses in the wilderness talking with the Israelites. He says, thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. This is that when them that's being referred to here is just these other nations, the Edomites, the Esau, Edom. It says, thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. Right? And like I said, the only reason they want you around, because they rather not have you around. They want to live separate from you. They don't want to be part of you, but they know they can't live without us. They can't survive without us because they can't do the work that they need to have accomplished, as we can see what's going on right now. These farmers that own these huge farms, they're finding out they don't have any body to harvest to pick their fruits and vegetables now, because they're being our brothers, the Northern Kingdom, are being shipped out of this place. They're being sent back to different lands. So I got just one more video that I wanted to bring out, and I'm just gonna play it. All you need to do is hear this. Donald Trump.
For most businesses, hiring can take
Salakia, it's a commercial here.
Cases I'm told. And you know, when they're building batteries, if you don't have people in this country right now that know about batteries, maybe we should help them along and let some people come in and train our people.
And this is fair use. This is Donald Trump. The ICE went and raided a Hyundai facility in Georgia. So this is Donald Trump now.
If you don't have people in this country right now that know about batteries, maybe we should help them along and let some people come in and train our people to do, complex things, whether it's battery manufacturing or computer manufacturing or building ships. So we're going to look at that whole situation. We have a lot of industries that we don't have anymore. And
So he's referring to these South Koreans. There was a lot of illegal South Koreans in this Hyundai plant. And since we don't have people qualified to be able to work in that plant and to manufacture these batteries, now his tune is maybe we should allow some of these people to be able to come in and train our people, because we don't have anybody here who knows how to do this type of thing. So now it's just for whatever purpose suits their purpose, to make life more convenient and comfortable for them. So now he's singing a different tune now. He want to be able to allow some people to stay here. I'll let it continue.
You have to train people. And the way you train people is bring people in that know what they're doing and let them stay for a little while and help. So I'm going to look at that. So it's a very interesting situation that took place in Georgia. And we heard about it yesterday. At the same time, ICE was doing right because they were here illegally. But we do have to work something out where we bring in experts so that our people can be trained so that they can do it themselves. Does that make sense? Right?
Workers at a Georgia Hyundai plant.
So you can't trust these people. They don't want you around, but at the same time, they're recognizing we can't do the work. We need these people here to work. So that's all they really want the Israelites around for. And that's all they want these other heathen nations around for, to do the work that they don't want to do or that they can't do, or to entertain them. Like Sammy Davis Jr., great entertainer. And he was an entertainer. He could sing, he could dance, he could do it all. Play all the instruments. They loved him in Hollywood. All right, and I'm just going to finish this. I got just one more verse that I'm going to bring out, and that'll be the end. And it says, this is Psalm 55, verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And I'm going to end this right there, because you can see they only want you around to entertain them and to do work to make them richer. And I pray that this has been edifying to the listener. I want to get all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKadosh. Shalom.